Welcome, future CPA, to today's CPAguide.tv episode. So if you're somebody who is currently using Roger CPA Review or are planning on it in the future, then this video is for you. So as one of the very few CPA exam coaches in this industry, I've got a unique insight into how your typical CPA candidate uses a CPA review course, what they usually get wrong, and then how to cut out the busy work that so many CPA candidates force upon themselves that ends up distracting them and hurting their scores. And if you're somebody who is overwhelmed with all the information in your CPA review course and have no clue how you will get through it all, this video is for you. One more thing, before we jump into our tutorial for Roger CPA Review, I wanted to let you know about some bonus content that is directly below this video in the description and comment section that will really complement this video and honestly help make using Roger CPA Review so much easier. So your first bonus is a replay of my very best live webinar for CPA candidates who want to pass the CPA exam in the next 6 months or less. So if you're serious about passing the CPA exam on your first try, then this webinar is for you. So to join the free CPA exam coaching workshop, click the link in the video description below, pick the time that works best for you, and I'll shoot you an email with all the details on how to join live. And I'll also be throwing in a free CPA study guide and 100 multiple choice Q&As. Second bonus is my free CPA study personality quiz. So the number one reason CPA candidates fail the CPA exam is because they don't understand how they learn best. And it really creates busy work that distracts and hurts your score. So if you head to freecpaquiz.com, you can take this quiz for free. And for completing the quiz, I'll send you an email with links to my very best coaching videos. So the third bonus is for folks who are on the fence about whether they should use Roger CPA Review or not. Or if you're interested in looking out for the current promotions available from Roger. So I've got links to comparisons of Roger to all the major CPA review courses out there and plenty of discounts as well. Now, quick note, some of these links, they may be affiliate links, so if you don't want to help support my channel, then please don't use them. But I do keep my channel ad-free just for you, so if this video has helped you in any way, I'd be honored if you did choose to use them. Now, before we dive behind my computer, I do need to mention that I am not a Roger CPA Review employee, and I'm not affiliated with them or their teaching staff in any way. So the study strategies I'm about to share with you are based on my observations from coaching hundreds of CPA candidates around the globe and from my own personal experience passing the CPA exam. So you are solely responsible for how you study for the CPA exam. All right, let's do this. All right, future CPAs who are using currently Roger CPA Review or are planning on using Roger CPA Review in the future, this video is for you. I want to show you how to use Roger CPA Review the right way so that you can eliminate busy work, get through the material faster, and improve your understanding of the material. So the first step when you use Roger CPA Review is to pick one of their study planners. So right now they've got a 3-month, a 6-month, a 9-month, and a 12-month study planner. So typically I recommend you try to complete the CPA exam in 6 months, but again, it depends on your personal schedule, your work, and so forth. So hopefully maybe you're in between college and working full-time and you can just knock it out in 3 to 6 months. But if you're working full-time, I would shoot for the 12-month or maybe the 9-month as well. So basically, Roger gives you the spreadsheet, and basically you have to kind of tailor it to fit what your study schedule looks like. So typically, what I would recommend is that you give yourself 10 to 12 weeks per section. 8 would be more ideal for the smaller sections like audit or BEC, far closer to the 10 to 12 week. So basically that means that you spend, say you're giving yourself 12 weeks to study, you spend 10 weeks doing the learning and then the final 2 weeks doing a final review. So in my premium course, Ultimate CPA Exam Guide, I teach my students to follow a 10-week, it's called daily study stream. So this is going to be a cycle of constantly learning, constantly reviewing. It works perfectly with Roger CPA Review. And then the final 2-week final review section is going to be called a final review study funnel. And that's another concept that I teach in my premium course, Ultimate CPA Exam Guide. So if you are interested in Ultimate CPA Exam Guide, if you like this video and the way that I coach, then I know you'd be a good fit for that course. So head over to freecpaquiz.com, complete the quiz, and I'll send you some more free training videos and just to make sure that you're a good fit for Ultimate CPA Exam Guide. So with that being said, let's hop back into the course outline here. So So once you have your study plan all set up and your days all mapped out, you're going to want to go through all 9 sections of audit. This is the primary topics, and then within each there are subtopics, as you know. And what I like about Roger is that he does give you, between 5 to 30-minute lectures. So it makes it easy to jump between subtopics and then continue learning, reading, and so forth. So let's hop into one of the video lectures here.
Let's now talk about...
Okay, so if you're using Roger CPA Review, my best guess is that you invested in this course because of Roger's lectures. He's extremely energetic. The way he presents the material, he breaks it down really well. He inserts jokes. It's entertaining. It's a whole lot of fun. And then, they also have an excellent textbook, so it also breaks down the material very well. So for me personally, I don't necessarily learn very well from watching a video lecture. Like, it takes me a longer time and I need to see words in front of me to really understand something. So for me personally, I ended up skipping video lectures and I just started with the textbook. And then I would read through the text, teach myself the material, then test myself with multiple choice questions. And then if something really didn't stick, then I would head to the video lectures and see if I can learn more. So obviously you can apply this same technique to Roger CPA Review. And if you are somebody who learns really well from video lectures, you're in a great spot here because you can watch the lectures and you're going to absorb a lot of the material by taking notes as you go, and so forth. And then you don't even need to go in and read the textbook all the way through, because you've already covered it in the video lectures. So you watch the lecture, take your notes, kind of review your notes, and then you can take a practice exam and then test yourself that way as well. And then depending on how well you do, if you're not performing well, then maybe it is time to jump into the textbook. So that's the big tip here that I have for you. That's going to save you a ton of time, because when I was studying for the CPA exam, I was using Becker. So what would happen is I'd sit for a 3 to 4 hour lecture, and then I would dive into the textbook, and that's where I would really teach myself the material, and then I would do a practice exam. So you think about it, I spent 3 to 4 hours watching a lecture that didn't help me, nothing really stuck. And then I spent 2 to 3 hours teaching myself the material from the text, and then I did my practice exam. So I could have cut out the entire 3 to 4 hours of watching a lecture and done just fine. So apply that same idea to Roger CPA Review. And if you don't know how you learn best, I do recommend that you take my free CPA exam study personality quiz. It'll help you identify how you learn best. You can find it at freecpaquiz.com. And once you've completed it, it's going to give you your CPA exam study personality, and then it'll give you some additional videos on how to pass the CPA exam even faster, and videos very similar to this that's going to coach you on how to study the right way for the CPA exam, depending on where you're at in the process. So I highly recommend that you complete your study personality quiz so that you know how to apply your study personality to Roger CPA Review. And no matter what your study personality is, you can make Roger CPA work for you. That's the number one key takeaway here. So another quick tip, if you can follow him and you're a video lecture person, absolutely speed up the videos. They're pretty short, 18 minutes, but if you can shave off even 6 minutes off the video time, that's extra time that you can spend answering questions and so forth. There's also closed captioning, so you don't always have to have the volume on and so forth. And then you can either add digital notes here that will be added to a database, or you can take notes within the physical textbooks that they send you. Let's see here. Okay, so that's what I recommend. That's the big time saver for Roger CPA Review, is for my recommendation for you. Okay, so once you've completed some video lectures and are ready to start practicing, we need to head to the interactive practice questions. So you've got 2 options here. So you have the SmartPath, and you have what the old way of taking a practice quiz, which is a more manual way of selecting the topics that you want to quiz yourself on. So in my premium course, Ultimate CPA Exam Guide, I have a concept called the daily study stream. So this is going to be what you utilize in the first 10 weeks that you're studying for, say, you're taking FAR and you give yourself 12 weeks, that first 10 weeks is going to be learning and reviewing. So you're going to be constantly learning, constantly reviewing, following what I teach in Ultimate CPA Exam Guide, following what's called the daily study stream. So during this period, when you're learning, you'll want to use the SmartPath. So SmartPath is a brand new feature that Roger CPA Review just introduced. And so Roger CPA Review, they've got tens of thousands of students, right? They've started monitoring and requesting scores from their candidates. So it's in their best interest to know which candidates are passing and which candidates are failing. And then since they are a very data-driven course, they know exactly what questions the folks who are successful are answering and which ones they're missing. And for the folks who fail, they now know, what questions are they're focusing on and getting right and so forth. So based on this data and based on how you're performing, they can compare your results to folks who have already passed the CPA exam. So basically, there's several statuses for each primary topic that you're getting tested on within Roger CPA Review. So you get started, then once you're making progress through the lectures and the multiple choice questions, you'll be making progress, getting close, and then once you've hit your target scores and your target number of questions answered, they're going to give you whether, if you're doing well, then you've hit your target, you're ready to sit for the CPA exam for this particular section, if it needs improvement and if it really needs improvement. So I really like this tool to be used for the learning process. So this is going to really give you a base idea of how well you're doing, what areas still need focus when you're going back and reviewing everything as you're progressing through the learning phase and what's called the daily study stream. Now, in terms of your final review study funnel, so this is the final 2 weeks before you sit for your exam, you can use these smart quizzes, or what I recommend is that you use their exam simulator. So this is going to be basically a practice exam that you take, and it's going to give you all the testlets, the multiple simulations, and all that fun stuff. You complete this quiz or practice exam, look at the results, and anywhere that you're struggling, then you can go create a new quiz. So this is going to be part of your review process. So say you perform extremely well in audit 1, not so well in audit 2, or audit 4. Then you create a custom quiz over those areas. Oops, none. And you can even break it down between answers you've answered incorrectly or show only questions you've skipped and so forth. So there's a lot of customization that you can do here and to create a very targeted practice quiz that can be used to really hone in on those areas that you're weaker. You can also, they provide you with some fairly decent analytics. They go at the topic level as opposed to the subtopic level, which, it's not ideal. It doesn't give you quite as much data as, say, a GLIME or a Wiley CPA Excel or a Becker, but it gives you a basic idea of where you need to be spending your time. But really, the exam simulator, plus taking a look at those results and then creating a new quiz based on that practice exam is really going to be the most efficient way for you to prepare for your exam. Those are the big takeaways here for how to use Roger CPA Review, how this SmartPath works, and then how to use the exam simulator in hand with the manual quiz creator. So if you follow this basic format, you'll definitely be increasing your scores, saving you time, and increasing your efficiency overall, and overall understanding of the material. So again, no matter what your study personality is, you can make Roger CPA work for you. So that's my huge recommendation, is to determine how you learn best and then apply that knowledge to Roger CPA Review instead of just blindly following what they tell you to do. So that's really the key to success, because you learn differently than everybody else. So you got to figure this out, take initiative, head over to freecpaquiz.com, determine your study personality, and then based on the coaching that I've got there, then you'll be fully prepared to use Roger CPA Review. Hey future CPA, Brian here again with a quick recommendation for what to do next. So if you scroll down to the video description in the comments section below, I've put together some exclusive bonus content just for you. So here's what you get today from me at no charge. So your first bonus is a replay of my very best live webinar for CPA candidates who want to pass the CPA exam in the next 6 months or less. So if you're serious about passing the CPA exam on your first try, then this webinar is for you. So to join the free CPA exam coaching workshop, click the link in the video description and pick the time that works best for you. And I'll shoot you an email with all the details on how you can join live. And I'll also be throwing in 100 free multiple choice questions and answers and a CPA study guide. Second bonus is my free CPA study personality quiz. So the number one reason CPA candidates fail the CPA exam is because they don't understand how they learn best. And it creates busy work that distracts and hurts your score. So if you head to freecpaquiz.com, you can take this quiz for free. And for completing the quiz, I will send you an email with links to my very best coaching videos. The third bonus is for folks who are on the fence about whether they should use Roger CPA Review. Or if you're just looking for the current promotions for Roger, I've got some links for you that will help you compare Roger to the other major CPA review courses and plenty of discounts as well. All right, future CPA, that wraps it up. Best of luck on your journey to passing the CPA exam with Roger CPA Review.